Hi guys, and welcome to Fallout 76, and today we're looking at the patch notes for the upcoming patch for December the 4th. Bethesda has stuck to its promise and released the notes prior to the patch, so let's have a look. The patch itself is going to be patch 1.0.2.0, coming in at around 3 gigabytes on console, which is fantastic considering the previous patch, and only 36 megabytes on PC, so kudos to the guys on the PC. So just going through this, first up in the general section is performance. So PC frame rates are once again uncapped. However, reaching very high frame rates will no longer cause movement speed to increase. This was originally fixed in November 19th patch. And there's also stability. The Fallout 76 game client and servers have received additional stability improvements. Ah, bravo. Bravo. I really hope so. Oh, do I really hope so. Camp, crafting and workshops. Stash. Maximum stash storage has been increased by 50% to £600. This is a conservative adjustment, and we plan to increase the cap further in the future once we verified this change does not impact the stability of the game. Well, I certainly hope it doesn't, because with all the different glitches going around right now, there's a lot of people running around with more than £600 as it is, in excess to everything else. I appreciate that they're trying it. £600 is just not going to be enough. It certainly will do for the time being, provided that we have more coming soon. Next on our agenda, balance. Enemies, XP rewards for killing high-level creatures have been reduced. Why? Who asked for this? Bosses, fixed an issue affecting instance boss loot. Players should now correctly receive 2 to 4 items per boss, depending on the creature's difficulty and level. Thank you, very welcome. And weapons, automatic weapon damage has been increased by approximately 20% across the board. I really don't use automatic weapons, and the reason is I find single fires to be much better. So I'm happy that I'll get to revisit automatic weapons and see if maybe that's more for me. We'll have to wait and see on that, but so far looking forward to it. PvP. Weapon effects. Hitting another player with a cryolator now applies a chilled, frosted, or frozen status based on how many times they're hit. The duration of movement speed reductions applied by these effects have been significantly decreased. Cool. I've never used a cryolator. Certainly not in PvP. I might have picked it up and fired it off to see what it did. Wasn't happy with it and put it away. But I will be carrying one now going forward after this patch for when the next time someone tries to annoy me. Plenty of those. Next on the agenda. There's quite a few here, guys. Bug fixes, stability and performance. So for console, an issue has been fixed that could cause the player to encounter an infinite loading screen when signing out of their console account while playing Fallout 76. Haven't experienced it myself. Many friends have. They've sat there in total frustration until they've just quit out completely. So, cool. Xbox, we've addressed a crash that could occur when sending multiple team invites immediately after exiting Vault 76 to a player who is not a friend. Also something I've never come across. You'd be amazed how many bugs there actually are. We think there's loads, but there's so many more we would not have even experienced that's frustrating other players. So, cool. General. Power armor. Fixed an issue affecting power armor frames that could prevent the player from exiting their power armor. Bravo! Oh, I know this was badly needed. It's affected me once or twice. It's affected friends that were playing constantly. This has just been so frustrating. But note that only a few of these have been fixed, and they are aware that there are still issues. So we will still come across that. Nuke silos. Flipboards inside nuke silos no longer display portions of launch codes too soon after the codes were reset. I didn't know that was a thing. I honestly didn't know that was a thing. So I'm not sure how I feel about that. How do you guys feel about that? Have you been paying much attention to the nuke silo flip codes? I've been working on Reddit myself. And by working on Reddit, I mean reading other people's work. Very handy. Okay, camp, workshops, and crafting. Camp. Moving camp locations will now correctly move standalone items built by the player into the player's menu. Store tab. Wow, okay, that has been frustrating for me. That has been frustrating, that I move camp and all the little things I built outside it are gone, and I'm like, what? So, okay, cool. If that works out, brilliant. Workshops. On PS4, wires will no longer appear to float in mid-air when attempting to connect two or more objects. This happens to me all the time and it looks so unneat and untidy and just crap when I put the time in and I've made the point to put these little connectors all over the place and then the wires just go everywhere. So that's awesome. And finally, there was a thing there about when your turret is destroyed at a workshop, it's visible so you can repair it. Awesome as well. Perks, perk cards. Ranking up a perk card will no longer cause a duplicate card to appear. Didn't know that was an issue. Gotta check my inventory for dupes. Wonder if that's a bad thing. Social. Teams. Fixed an issue that could prevent a team from being correctly formed in a game world after creating the team on the main menu when both players are using new characters. Never experienced it, but it shouldn't exist. Glad it's been quashed. Teams. Display durations for social notifications have been reduced when many notifications are pending. Great. So we shouldn't miss notifications because they pop up in a shorter period of time and don't stick around for so often. I like that. Survival. Mutations. The electronically charged and unstable isotope mutations no longer provide the player with bonus health. Ah. I knew that was a thing. I didn't think it was a bug. Huh. Oh well. User interface. AFK players will now be disconnected from a game world after 10 minutes of inactivity and will be prompted with a 1 minute timer before being kicked. I don't know if I'm happy about that. 10 minutes? I understand why they want it, for terms of stability and whatnot, but why 10? Why not 15 or 20? Ah well. The Atomic Shop. No one cares. Enemies. Red crosshairs and enemy health bars will no longer persist on screen when an enemy is no longer in view. That annoys me. That annoys me when I'm running around and maybe my character has faced an enemy for a second or two. I'm not sure. I didn't see the enemy. Suddenly I have an enemy health bar on the top of my screen and it takes me forever to get rid of it and I can't find the damn enemy. So, awesome. Localization. Subtitles will now appear. Fantastic. Pip-Boy. Fixed an issue that could cause duplicate data to appear in the Pip-Boy stat and affect interfaces. I think I've seen that once. Yes, I have. That's a nice little cleanup. Kudos. Respawn. Dying while severely over-encumbered will no longer remove all map markers when attempting to respawn. Instead, the player can now respawn at the nearest discovered map marker. Thank you. That's affected me a few times where I'm dead and it's like, what am I supposed to do? I can't respawn anywhere. I have to quit out of the game and come back. And Quest Tracker. Quest objective notifications will no longer appear for inactive quests immediately upon connecting to a world. Awesome. That's when you spawn in and everything's just like, boom, right in your face. So not a bad bug fix at all. A lot clearly missing. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. What would your wish list have been and what is your wish list for next week? If you like the video in the meantime, please do hit the like button and like the video. If you're not already subscribed, consider a subscription. Thank you so much for tuning in and until next time, take it easy. All the best.